And my tea is like a little bit too hot, but I'm so committed. Oh, I just felt that burn me. So committed to finish drinking this though. Alright, what's up beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy. We're going to be talking about Kaladesh cards in this video. I'm filming this for all of the colors, so I can talk about my thoughts about these cards. Now, I've said this before in these types of videos, but what I like to do when I film them is I don't like to talk about how these cards are going to play in standard and modern, and I don't like to do that because it's really hard to predict those things. And really what these videos are for is, like, I could talk about, like, all the rares and the mythics, but, like, when you're playing, like, draft, or, like, you know, you're playing, like, sealed, what you really care about, for the most part, are, like, those commons and uncommons, because that's what make up, you know, most of your pool. So I like to do that. I like to talk about those commons and uncommons. I know a lot of people pass them by, but they make up so much of your pool, and they're really important. I've done this for white, and I'm going to be doing this for all the different colors, and colorless, and, what is the other thing? The multicolored, there we go, couldn't think of what it was called. I may do those in a separate video or together, I'm not too sure yet. Okay, so let's talk about blue cards. Blue, to me, always kind of feels like a lot of times a very underwhelming color, because it's kind of full of a lot of times, like, counter spells, and, like, that's not something a lot of times, like, I've been given the advice by, you know, drafters that that's not really usually the direction you want to go in. You'd rather have, like, you know, bounce spells, and you'd rather have, like, awesome creatures. Blue, a lot of times, just, I see it, and it doesn't really, I'm not like, oh my gosh, like, the color is so great. Like, that's just my personal feelings. There's some people out there who, like, I love blue, like, I'm definitely a blue mage, but a lot of times in these types of sets, it just doesn't really do that much for me, if that makes sense. So those are my personal feelings. If you love blue, that's totally fine. But I do want to talk about a couple of cards, because there are some cool cards. And also, I don't talk about every single card that's in the set, because I would just take way too long. I mean, that's just not how I film these videos, so yeah. Okay, the first card I want to talk about is Torrential Gearhulk. Okay, you know, 6 mana 5/6 was with Flash. I mean, you could have stopped there. That sounds really good to me. I really want to drink this tea, but I know it's going to burn my tongue, so I'm, like, not drinking my tea, but I really want it. You know, that, like, I really want it, but... Okay, still too hot, still too hot. Put away from Tracy. Don't drink, don't drink, don't do it. Okay. Okay, so when it enters the battlefield, you can cast an instant or sorcerer, an instant without paying its mana cost. What? This is a dumb card. This is just so dumb. Like, honestly, like, it's like, I already like that it's a huge thing, but, like, on top of that, you just get to cast something without paying its mana cost. It's, like, kind of sort of Snapcaster Mage, like, what? Like, this card kind of has my heart. Like, this is super awesome. Such a good bomb. Really, really good. Probably gonna be, like, a $1 card, but, like, absolutely seems like a nuts card in draft and sealed. Card seems great. Okay, then we have Thriving Turtle. I really like when they have, like, random animals that they just, like, make cards of. Like, random things, like, horses, or, like, unicorns. Like, they totally need to make, like, more unicorns. Absolutely. Okay, so, there's a turtle, and it's a 1 mana 0/3, which is, like, a really good blocker defender. And then when it ETBs, you get 2 of those energy counters, and then whenever it attacks, you just get to pay it to put a +1/+1 counter on it. So, like, right away you swing with it, and it just becomes a 1 mana 1/4. That's really, really good. This seems like a really, really solid common in the set. You know, I just... A lot of times 1 mana things have to really impress me. It's not the like, most broken card ever, but it's, like, really sweet, and I like it a lot. I think it's gonna be really solid in draft and sealed. Okay. Then we have, this is a blue card that highly, highly impresses me, and that is Aethersquall Ancient. So, you know, first off, Dimitri, if you're watching this, you need this for your Leviathan Kraken deck, because flavor reasons. It's a 7 mana 6/6 with flyer. Alright, sweet, I like it already. And then on top of that, you know, being upkeep, you get 3, and then you have to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. okay, you gotta pay 8, but you know what? There's so much stuff in this set that gives you energy counters that if you're doing that whole energy counter thing, which what I like about too, I will say about the energy counters that I like, is, do you know how in some sets that when you draft and you do sealed, you have to like have a synergy, and this is especially prevalent in draft I found, is if you're doing like, can I think of a really good example right now? I'm so not gonna think of a good example, but it's like, you have to do like this specific synergy. Like a Delirium. Delirium's a really good example. If you're going for it, you gotta go for it because those Delirium decks became just dumb and nuts. But like, if you didn't and you just had like 1 or 2 Delirium cards, it wasn't really like that good. You kind of had to go like full on with the strategy. What I really like about energy counters is you don't need to do energy counters. What it seems is like you can have like 1 or 2 cards in your deck and then it works, and that's what I really like because I feel like the pressure is so real when you're drafting that you like need to focus in on this one strategy, and I don't like that. I think that it becomes a lot more like you have to set yourself into this one deck very early on, and it makes drafting really hard. And I think that's why honestly a lot of people don't like draft. I'm not too sure. Maybe that is a really big reason, though, as to why people don't like draft. I personally like draft. I think it's really cool. But again, I like it when it's more of something like this, where you don't have to commit so early on into a strategy. I definitely felt like that when I drafted a lot of, like Battle for Zendikar, Oath, and yeah, I feel like in those sets there was a lot of, like, specific strategies that you needed to do, and I wasn't a fan of that. Yeah, but anyways, okay, so this has, like, it kind of reminds me of, Thing in the Ice, actually. I think this is, like, definitely reminds me of Thing in the Ice because you have like this bounce spell. Yeah, you have to pay like a ton of energy counters, but like I said, there's a lot of stuff in the deck that synergizes around that. But you know what, if not, even if you don't get that off, it's like a 7-mana 6/6 flyer. Like, that's awesome. This thing's got a huge body. But yeah, returning all creatures to the owner hands is really sweet. They had to put some limitations on it, so that's why you can only activate it as sorcery, because let's be real here, if you could activate it at any time, that would just be broken, and, you know, yeah. Card's already kind of broken, like, you know, see, it just seems really good. I think this is just, like, a really sweet card. Okay, then we have Paradoxical Outcomes. By the way, I'm a huge fan of the art in this set. What do you guys think about the art? Because I think, like, there's a lot of, like, blues and, like, bright blues and stuff, and I think it's just really awesome. I think they did a really good job with the art. Okay, so 4-mana instant, you can return any number of things you control to the owner's hand. And you know what I really like about this is there's that board wipe that's floating around, that white one. And if someone goes to board wipe you, you can just bounce all your stuff back. That's awesome. If you have a lot of things that's like, what is it? Like, or if your things are gonna die, like they attacked and you blocked and they did a combat trick, like whatever, you can just be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna like, blockers are declared before damage, I'm gonna bounce all my stuff back. And then you get to draw a card for each thing you got to return, which is really cool. I would just be wary that you don't bounce too many things back and then you draw too many cards, that you have like way too many cards in your hand. I mean, if you want to like have stuff in your graveyard, I guess that works, but I think this card seems really interesting. I think it could absolutely work in a lot of situations, which is why I really like it, and I like how it's any number, so you could just do like your whole board if someone goes to destroy it, and then you just draw all those cards. And if you have stuff with ETB effects, this is awesome. There's quite a bit of things in the set with ETB effects, and like when it ETBs, you make energy counters or something like that, like, yeah, the card seems really awesome. Or like, again, if someone goes to kill it and you're like, bounce back to my hand, yeah, sweet, sounds good. Okay, then we have Padeem, Council of Innovation. So, you know, 4-mana 1/4s or artifacts you control of hexproof just like seems really good. Like, I just think this is so sweet. Like, this to me is definitely going to be a huge EDH staple. I just think like blue-red artifacts is just going to be a huge thing. Okay, so yeah, that's sweet. That sounds really good to me. So gotta kill this dude before, you know, before you get rid of any of those artifacts. Yeah, really, really good. And then at the beginning of the upkeep, if you control an artifact with the highest converted mana cost, you're doing some, you know, heavy artifact synergies. You just get to draw a card, which is awesome. Card Advantage is, like, really sweet. Yeah, this card just seems really good. I think, like, to me, like, if you know early on you're going into artifacts and you pick this guy up, like, later on, I just, in that deck, in that artifact deck, just absolutely nuts. Card seems great. Then we have Glimmer of Genius. I'm a huge fan of these little, like, instant draw cards, something or other type things. Like, there's usually like just like one is just fine. It's just like a filler slot. It's, you know, instant. You get to scry before you draw, which is awesome. People in Modern hate playing Serum Visions, so that's really good. And then on top of that, you get 2 energy counters, which is just really, really good. I like that. It does 3 things that are so good. The energy counter is obviously like really relevant to only like this set so far, but yeah, card just seems really, really good. I think this is like a really awesome card. Definitely a really great one of. Then we have Era of Innovation. So, like I've said before, artifacts, nah. Enchantments have to be awesome to impress me, and this card impresses me. So it's 2 mana whenever an artifact or a creature, so that's awesome. You can have like not a lot of creatures, and then you have Artifact Center. You can pay 1 to get 2 energy counters. Okay, great. And then you sack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's really hard to see because they're so like close together as to like how much it is. You get 3 energy counters and you sack it to draw 3 cards. This is dumb. This card just seems really, really sweet. Definitely something I would, yeah, it's something that like you maybe won't get there, but like, it just seems really good. I think this card's sweet. Definitely a one of. Midnight, why are you crying? My cat's crying. I don't know why. My parents are not here. They're like kayaking or something. Whoa, you're in my room? What is this? He's really lonely. You know he's really lonely if he comes into my room. He's like the scaredest cat I've like ever seen. Like he only likes my parents. Like he doesn't even like me. And I love animals. Like I love animals and I'm like, cats are so cute. Like I just love cute animals. And he's adorable, but he just doesn't. He's like, whatever. Whatever, Tracy. I don't care. Alright, my tea is at a good temperature, that's good. Okay, I've been like really off track in this video. Sorry if you want me super crazy focus, it's just not how it's going. Okay. So, did I even say the name of this card? I don't even remember. Longfin Skywhale, I didn't say the name. Okay, so you have my heart at 4 mana, 4/3 flyers. Like, just, yeah. And then, you know, it can block only creatures with flying. I don't care. I want to be attacking with this thing probably, like, all of the time. Card's great. Evasion. It's a flyer. It's blue. I love flyers. This is just, card's great. Need all of them, approximately. At least 27. At least. Okay. Then we have Dramatic Reversal. I don't know what's going on. I just, like, I glanced at someone's comment and it didn't relate to the card at all and I got real confused. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking at this card and I honestly kind of looked at it in disbelief because I was like, wait, this is a common? And, like, I don't know if it's just me, but isn't this card just dumb? Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, what? It's 2 mana and you untap all non-land permanents you control. So this is a sweet combat trick because, like, you tap out with all your dudes, your opponent's like, huh, gotcha with my combat trick, and you're like, brah, untap all my things and block all your stuff. This is dumb. This is super, super good. Like, am I just like... Okay, I also really like the flavor text on this. Nobody asked you to butt in, Jace, but thanks, Chandra. That's great. Yeah, this card seems great. So good. Oh my gosh, I realized that all of the planeswalkers, or well, not all of them, but the 5 planeswalkers are on this card. That's awesome. Yeah, card seems great. Super good. Okay, and then we have Malfunction. You know, kind of like how every set has, like, that pacifism. Every set has that, well, I don't know what the original one was, like, that Ice Cager card or whatever, like, that blue, like, you know, card where, like, you know, sorry, I started to look at someone's comment again and I got real distracted. So you can enchant artifact or creature, which I really like. I think that makes this really, really relevant in the set. EDTBs, you get to tap it, and then it doesn't untap. So one thing I really like about this is that you tap that creature. So a lot of times that I found is with those cards that say like, oh, that creature can't untap, but then like they're like, okay, well like, I have a blocker now. But this taps it so they really can't do anything with this card, which is just like really, really awesome. Also, if someone plays Malfunction on your thing, and then you play that other card where they like bounce all them back, that's really awesome. That seems like really good synergy, so. Yeah, card's really good. It's like, you know, yeah, it's good. Okay. Then we have Select for Inspection. Again, I looked at this card and I was like, I looked at it and I was like, wait, am I missing something? This is only 1 mana for an instant common? Wait, what? You return target tapped creature to its owner's hand. What I really like about this is that it's not specific to your creatures, so if someone goes to kill your thing and you tap with it, whatever, it's a little bit specific that it is tapped creature, keep that in mind. But, like, honestly, like, they had to have some restrictions, because otherwise this card would just be really broken. And then you just get to bounce something, and then you get to scry. You can do this for their creatures, too. Like, if they tap with a really big thing or whatever, you're just like, no, bounce it back to your hand. Or, again, someone goes to kill your thing and you bounce your own thing, and you get to scry one, so you have some, you know, a bit of manipulation on the top of your deck so you can see what card is coming up. Yeah, guys, that was it. That was it that I want to talk about blue cards in Kaladesh. Let me know what you guys are thinking of the set. I think, to me, a lot of the commons and uncommons are, like, really good to me. Like, I'm looking at these cards and I'm like, whoa. Like, that's a common, or that's an uncommon, or, like, this is gonna be a really crazy set to draft. I really haven't been playing that much Magic. I've really just been playing EDH. And, someone asked about the pre-release, and I don't think I'm going to the pre-release, actually. Because I'm gonna do something else that day. But, yeah. Yeah, I'll see you guys, like, tomorrow if you guys keep up these videos that I'll do the next color, which... What's the next color after blue? Black, I think? Yeah. So, yeah. That was all I got. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Sorry for being all over the place, distracted.